Alright mates, how's it going? In today's video, episode 9 of Beyond the Dark Portal by Aaron Rosenberg and Christie Golden. Whole bunch of horde things going on in this one, so let's go!
We'll divide into two groups. I need...
Gorefiend stopped mid-sentence and glanced up. Flappy noises. What was all that about? However, Deathwing then walked up, looking as perfectly human as he had before.
What? Did you think I would not return?
No, of course I did.
Deathwing frowned, and Gorefiend realised his words could be interpreted as arrogance, so he quickly added,
I completely trust your word, Lord Deathwing.
And that seemed to appease the great dragon bloke somewhat, so that was good.
We need to travel to Alterac, and from there to Dalaran. May we ask for the aid of your children in this?
You may. I will summon them now.
Deathwing then tilted his head back and opened his mouth far wider than any human should be able to, and uttered a strange rippling warble. It was bloody weird and disturbing, but it ended soon enough, thankfully, when Deathwing closed his mouth and his face went back to not being gross anymore.
There we are.
Thanks.
The Death Knight then turned towards Tagar and Fenris. He wasn't looking forward to telling them what they had to do next.
Your task will be challenging but vital. I need you to go to the tomb of Sargeras.
You send us to our deaths then?
Not at all. There's an artifact there that Medivh requires. I will send Ragnok to aid you. I'll explain what.
Gul'dan, with all of his power. He died there, ripped to shreds by monstrous things guarding that horrible place. I heard that only a few escaped. The rest died screaming in agony. Evil lives in that darkness, Gorefiend.
Do you think I would send you and one of my own knights if I believed you would not be successful?
Neither Fenris nor Tagar had an answer for that.
Exactly. Now, as I was saying, we must retrieve a certain artifact. Ragnok will explain everything. Once you've found it, return to the Dark Portal, and be quick. The Warsong forces will not be able to distract the Alliance forever.
Both chieftains nodded, albeit still looking a little bit unhappy about the whole situation.
Great Deathwing, can you bear them to the tomb?
We know this island of which you speak.
A sharp flurry of noise filled the air, sounding like heavy rain or something, but looking up, Gorefiend saw dark streaks in the sky that certainly were not raindrops. They were dragons, a buttload of them.
My children. Enough to accommodate both groups, I think.
Deathwing then pointed to a particularly large dragon.
Sibelian. He's my lieutenant in all things. He and a few companions will bear your orcs to the island. As for your jaunt to Alterac, I'll take you there myself.
I'm on it.
Don't get full of yourself, Death Knight. I do not do it to show you respect. I do it to ensure success. My plans come to naught if you fail, so I suggest you don't, if you wish to remain alive. Or at least as alive as you are now.
Deathwing then smirked, then started laughing like a maniac, and then lifted his arms, stirring a wind that sent Gorefiend and the others flying. Bloody hell was he doing? Was this all some kind of sick joke? Had Deathwing been toying with them this entire time? His form then shifted, changing to that of a dragon. But not just any dragon. The mightiest dragon. Gorefiend did note, however, metal plates running along his spine, radiating, as if molten fire was burning beneath them, trying to break through. And the Death Knight couldn't help but wonder if that was why this creature was so meticulous about his human appearance, because his real one was disfigured as fuck.
Come, little Death Knight, if you dare.
Deathwing lowered his head to the ground, and Gorefiend went ahead and did as he was told, climbing atop the beast's neck, and without warning, they were off, soaring through the sky in the direction of Alterac. Meanwhile, Aidan Perinold woke with a stir. He'd been having a nightmare about a large reptilian beast with red eyes looming over him, laughing. Probably just a metaphor, he thought. Nothing to worry about. He rose from his bed, muttering to himself. Life wasn't fair. The orcs were supposed to destroy everything, and he was just saving his people. Big whoops. But no. Those big green oafs went ahead and failed at the one thing they were supposed to be brilliant at. Destroying things. They went ahead and lost, didn't they? And he was branded a traitor. The doors to his chamber then suddenly burst open, and before Perinold could ask what the bloody hell was going on, a bunch of orcs entered and seized him. They dragged him out of his palace and plopped him on the ground in front of the scariest looking dragon he'd ever seen. No! Please,
King Perinold.
The voice didn't seem to emanate from the dragon's mouth. It seemed to be coming from its back.
We've come to speak with you.
With me? Why?
During the war, you formed a treaty with the Horde.
Yes, I did. With Doomhammer himself. I'm an ally.
Where is the Book of Medivh? Give it to me.
What? The book? Why?
I don't have time for debate. Hand the spellbook over, now.
Perilous sort of considered his current situation and nodded.
I know where it is. I thought I might need a bargaining chip, so I had it stolen. The Alliance claimed my throne and kingdom because I helped your kind in the last war. I will give it to you for a favour.
The rider didn't respond, so Aidan went ahead and continued.
The Alliance has stationed troops here in my kingdom to watch me and control me. Destroy them, and the book is yours.
Gorefiend considered this. It was a simple enough request.
Very well. It shall be done. We will return afterwards and you will tell us where to find the book.
And with that, the dragon leapt skyward and was gone. Could it really be that simple? Trade an old spellbook, one that Perilous couldn't even use anyway, for his freedom and his kingdom's independence? This was the best day ever. What's going on, father? Was that a dragon? What did you say to them? What have you done? Aladdin stared at his father, shocked, as the man started laughing. Damn it, father! I've spent 2 years trying to overcome the stigma you've cast on our family name. 2 years! You stupid, selfish bastard! But Aidan didn't give a shit. Wasn't even listening to his bitch of a son anyway. All he could hear were the sounds of ballista and screaming off in the distance. The sounds of death and destruction. And he'd never heard anything so beautiful in his entire life.
Over there. Boats.
Boats? I thought Sibelian was flying us to the island.
It's too far for the Black Dragons to fly directly. They're taking us to Menethil Harbour. We'll take their boats to complete the journey.
Menethil? That's the name of one of their kings.
Yes, it's an Alliance outpost, but it's the closest port to the island.
Fenris still didn't look very happy about all this, but there wasn't much he could do about it. The dragons then set them down near the harbour. Not too near, obviously, because dragons are a bit noisy. So the orcs began their silent approach the rest of the way.
Wait, can't you just turn us into chilly wind like a few chapters ago?
No, that was just a Gorefiend thing or something.
Okay then, we only need a few boats. We'll take those 3 there, closest to the water. Move quickly. Kill anyone who gets in your way.
Fenris then turned to specifically address Tagar.
And only those who get in your way. Keep your savages in line, Tagar. We don't want anyone to sound the alarm. Let them. We'll strew the water with their bones. No, remember what Gorefiend said. We get in, get out, that's it. Fine. Good. Let's go.
The little espionage mission started off really well. Within moments, a number of human and dwarf guards and lookouts had been neutralised silently, and Fenris wondered if he'd perhaps been a bit harsh calling Tagar's warriors savages. They didn't seem so bad. Definitely not as undisciplined as he'd always... My leg! It's eating my leg!
Oh, for fuck's sake. To the boats!
Chaos erupted as a whole bunch of humans and dwarves seemed to appear out of nowhere. But the orcs managed to reach the boats, clamber aboard, and cast off. However, ahead of them, in the ocean darkness, a beacon fire flared to light.
This is Barren Bay. The fleet of Alterac patrols it regularly. They'll see the beacon and be here within minutes.
Then we should definitely be gone before they arrive. Row! Row with all your might!
So the orcs did that, and soon the little boats were skimming across the water, thanks to the orcs' powerful muscly arms. But it wasn't enough.
They're here already. Alterac naval vessels. Admiral Proudmore hates orcs. They'll stop at nothing to destroy us.
Can we fight them?
They're trained for ship-to-ship battle. We wouldn't stand a chance.
The orcs continued to row as hard and fast as they could, but it still wasn't enough. The Alterac ships were gaining, but, as is tradition in Warcraft novels, a dark shape then dropped from the clouds and boof, a whole bunch of the ships burst into flames, and the remaining ones fell back, seemingly deciding this probably wasn't worth it.
They're giving up! They're no match for the dragons and they know it.
But something inside Fenris told him the humans were not, in fact, giving up. After all, this group of ragtag orcs journeying to the tomb of Sargeras still had to come back at some point, and the humans would very likely be waiting for them.